Hello. Hello. Hello everyone. Today we shall discuss about power. And first of all, we learn about what is power. After that, we'll discuss other things about power. First, we'll go to the definition. After that, we'll define various other things. First of all, we are going to discuss about power. After that, we are going to discuss all other things. So let us find what is given in power. After that, we want to know the various factors in powers. Let us find out first. So first of all, we are taking this as our note 3, and after that you see how we can define the power and how it can be you see note 3 is note 3, this is note 3, and you see how we are defining the power and how it this is the this is our whiteboard, and you see how you can define the power and how you can understand the other various things of power, right? You see here how we are going to discuss power. Now we'll define this power as a now we'll discuss this power, and let's see what are the various things we have so that you can understand um, important things are in power. Now you see what are the various things we are getting in. So we define the power in this way. First of all, you see now you see we are defining power in this way, that first of all we'll discuss about power. You see we are going to discuss this power, and you see how we are going to learn all these things about power. And power is one of the important factors in this chapter, that is this one, that is let us often it is interesting to know often often it is interesting often it is interesting to know not only work not only not only the work done, not only the work done on an object, work done on an object, on an object, but also, but also the rate, but also the rate at which this work is done, at which rate at which this work is done, this work is done. We say person is physically fit. We say a person is physically fit. We say a person. We say a person is physically fit. Is physically fit. Person physically fit. Physically fit. If he not only climbs, not only climbs not only climbs 4 floors of a building, four floors of a building, four floors of a building, but climbs them first, climbs them first. And this is the definition of what we get in power. Power is defined the time rate at which work is done or energy is transferred. Now the definition of power is defined. Power is defined. Power is defined as the time rate, as the time rate at which work is done, at which work is done, at which work is done, or energy is transferred, or energy is transferred, or energy is transferred. Power is defined as the time rate at which work is done or energy is transferred. The average power of force, the average power of a force is defined. The average power of a force is defined. The average power of a force is defined as the ratio of the work, as the ratio of the work W to the total time taken, that is power. Or you can write P average is equal to work done by time taken. That is the definition of power. The instantaneous power, the instantaneous Instantaneous. Instantaneous power is defined. The instantaneous power is defined. The instantaneous power is defined as the limiting value, as the limiting value, the limiting value, as the limiting value of the average power of the average power, average power, average power as time interval approaches zero, as time interval, as time interval approaches zero. Therefore, P is equal to dw by dt. This is instantaneous, the definition of instantaneous power. The work done dw by force, the work done dw, the work done, the work dw done, dw done by force F, by a force F, by a force F for a displacement dr, for a displacement, for a displacement, for a displacement dr is dw equal to f dot dr, f dot dr. The instantaneous power can also be expressed as the instantaneous power, the instantaneous power can also be expressed as, can also be expressed, can also be expressed as P is equal to F dot dr dt, and we know that dr dt is the velocity. Therefore power can also be written as Pf vector dot v vector. P is dr dt, since v vector, velocity vector, equal to dr dt, that is rate of change of displacement. This we know, that is v equal to dr dt. So we get the velocity as F power is F dot v, where v is the instantaneous velocity when force is F, where v is the instantaneous velocity, where v is the instantaneous velocity, v is the instantaneous velocity, instantaneous velocity when the force is F, when the force is F. So this is the result we are getting, equal to F dot V. Power, like work energy, is a scalar quantity. Power, like work and energy, like work and energy is a scalar quantity, is a scalar quantity, scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. Its dimensions are, its dimensions are its dimensions are m L square t to the power minus 3. In the SI, its unit is watt. In SI system, in SI system, in SI system, its unit is called watt. Its unit is called watt. The watt is 1 joule per second. The watt is 1 joule per second. 1 joule per second. This is the definition of watt. 1 joule per second. The unit of power is named after James Watt. The unit of power. The unit of power. The unit of power. The unit of power is named. Unit of power is named after James Watt. After James Watt. Unit of power is named after James Watt. One of the innovators. One of the innovators. One of the innovators. One of the innovators of the steam engine. Of the steam engine in the 18th century. In the 18th century. In the 18th century. In the 18th century. There is another unit of power, namely horsepower. There is another unit of power. There is another unit of power. There is another unit of power, namely the horsepower, namely the horsepower, HP. And we know that 1 horsepower, 1 HP or 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt. 746 watt. We know this one. 1 horsepower equal to 146 watt. This is the unit of power. Let's see here that the unit is still used to describe the output of automobile, motorbikes, etc. This unit is still used. This unit is still used. This unit is still used to describe the output of automobiles and motorbikes, etc. That is, this horsepower is used in the case of automobiles and motorbikes. We encounter the unit watt when we buy electrical goods. We encounter we encounter the unit watt. Unit watt. When we buy, when we buy electrical goods, electrical goods such as bulbs, now we're going to the session what we are doing. Now we encounter the unit watt when we buy electrical goods such as bulbs, such as bulbs, heaters and refrigerators, heaters, heaters and refrigerators, refrigerators, refrigerators. A 100 watt, a 100 watt, a 100 watt bulb, a 100 watt bulb which is which is on for 10 hours uses 1 kilowatt, 1 kilowatt, 1 kilowatt hour of energy, hour of energy, 1 kilowatt hour of energy. You see here how we are defining. Therefore 100 watt, 100 watt into 10 hours, and is 1000 watt hour, 1000 watt hour, watt hour. And this can be also written in this way: the 1000 watt hour equal to 10 to the 3 1 kilowatt hour, 1 kilowatt hour, right? And 1 kilowatt hour can be also written in this way: there's 1 kilowatt means 10 to the power 3 watt. Watt. If we change it to hour into second, then we are getting 3600 second. 3600 second. So if we multiply all these things, then we are getting 3.6 into what second? Into 10 to the power 6 joule. 10 to the power 6 joule. So this is the energy. How much it is? It is 3.6 into 10 to the 6. How to find? We say 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt means how much? 1000 watt. 1000 can written is 10 to the 3. And 1 hour means how many seconds? 3600. 1 hour. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. Right? And 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Therefore 60 minutes is equal to 60 into 60 seconds. So we are getting 3600 seconds. So here we find that 1 hour equal to 3600 seconds. Therefore we are getting the value, that is 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joule. Our electricity bill bills carry the energy carry the energy consumption of consumption in units of kilowatt hour. Note that kilowatt hour is a unit of energy, not of power. Note that kilowatt hour is a unit of energy, is a unit of energy and not of power, and not of power. So in this way we have defined the definition of power. If we go back, you see here that power, it is often interesting to know not only the work done on an object but also the rate at which this work is done. We say a person is physically fit if he not only climbs 4 floors of a building but climbs them fast. Power is defined as the time rate at which work is done or energy is transferred. The average power of a force is defined as the ratio of the work W to the total time taken. That is P average equal to W by T. The instantaneous power is defined as the limiting value of the average power as time interval approaches 0. Therefore, P equal to dW by dt. So we are getting PW, P is equal to dW by dt. So we are finding this one as this one. The work done dW done by force F for a displacement dr is dW equal to F dot dr. The instantaneous power can also be expressed as P equal to F dot dr. Notice that dr dt, that is velocity. That P is equal to F dot B, force into force dot velocity. This is the velocity. This is the dot product of force and velocity. And this is the instantaneous velocity when the force is F. Power. The work energy is a scalar quantity. Its dimensions are m L square to the minus 3. In SI system, its unit is called watt. The watt is 1 joule per second. The unit of power is named after James Watt, one of the innovators of the steam engine, the 18th century. There is another unit of power, namely the horsepower, and you know that 1 horsepower equals 746 watt. The unit is still used to describe the output of automobiles and motorbikes, etc. We encounter the unit watt when we buy electrical goods such as bulbs, heaters, and refrigerators. A 100 watt bulb, which is on for 10 hours, uses 1 kilowatt hour of energy. You see, 100 watt into 10 hours, 1000 watt hour. 1000 means 1 kilowatt into hour. 1 kilowatt can be written as 10 to the 3 watt, and 1 hour can be written as 3600 second. Therefore, we are getting 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. Our electricity bills carry the energy consumption in units of kilowatt hour. Note that kilowatt hour is a unit of energy, not of power. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Hello, hello Fawaj. Hello Fawaj, you just see this video. After that, you can talk to me also. So give me a message so that I can reply also. Thank you everybody for watching this video.